So I've never really done this and wanted to do it for a long time, and I don't know why, but I just decided I'm just gonna start like this because there's Miss Athos. So I've just been for a coffee, just spent some time reading, hanging out, and just doing what I like to do on Saturdays. I kind of thought, well, Saturdays most of the time is like the only day that I get to just chill and do what I want, and I forget about work, forget about everything I have to do. At least I try. What I'd like to do is document it. I've got to be honest, feels pretty weird filming myself. What the heck, who cares? What would have been cool is to film just bits of the whole day. This morning was pretty cool. Woke up earliest for a Saturday, like 7:30. Our friends Ryan and Chelsea came round. We did a workout next to the canal. Did some bodyweight workouts, and when I had smoothies, and I got changed and came into the city. Katie went to work. Here I am, just had a coffee and chilled. And I'm filming on this, but now I'm going to go and look at GoPros and see how much they are, because maybe that'll be a good idea. Although I just had coffee in Miss Athos, which is amazing. I love the vibe there, but I always smell like food, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to go in here, House of Fraser. I'm going to spray some of their perfume on me because no one wants to smell like food. Apparently security guards don't like it when you film in the shop. The trick here is keep it simple. I don't want to just spray anything, then I'll never smell like that again. Rather than go home and respray myself with what I already own, I'll just come in here, find what I have at home. At the moment I have this. It's fresh. So I'm filming and someone just called me on my phone. I definitely red buttoned them. I'm going to call that person back. I've literally never bought a camera before. I don't even know where to look. Surely one of these shops sells them. This is probably going to be the most boring vlog anyone has ever put on YouTube. Oh, almost got interrupted by that guy. So I'm going to try in here because I think this place might sell cameras or something. But I'll have a look around. This is it's difficult walking around just filming yourself. I've never thought about buying a camera before. The first place I checked, the Apple store. They sell GoPros, £400. That's one option. This isn't a great angle actually, is it? I don't even know what I'm going to do next. Maybe I'll read some more of the book. This is Dorian.
What's going on?
Literally, this is what I've been doing. This is literally what I've been doing, and people are looking at me. So I just thought I'd come and say hey.
Hey.
Turns out that GoPros are pretty expensive. I was going to leave this out. The whole idea of this is to document the day. So here I am, the sunbed. I'm not even going to lie, I'm a dark up to. Is what it is. Peace. Well, here I am home. It's kind of warm, especially after you've been on an electric beach. And maybe I'll start editing this. A day, having a coffee, walking home, electric beach, looking for a camera, and making a drink. It's a pretty nice day outside though, actually. Pretty nice day. This is where I run, down the canal. I also wanted to tell you about the book I've been reading, Quiet, because it's an interesting book, Quiet, about the power of introverts in a world that can't stop talking. Introversion and extroversion is really interesting to me because I would consider myself an introvert, but yet if I ever do a personality test, I'll always come out as an extrovert. But I would refute it and say I'm not an extrovert because a lot more goes on internally for me than it does externally, which I think is the definition of introvert and extrovert. But it's just got me thinking really recently, and reading the book, the first chapter of the book, Quiet, which is a great book. I'll put the link down below because I think that's what you do when you do YouTube videos. So you put the link to things that you talk about down below. I don't know. The first chapter is about the rise of extroversion in the 1920s, in and around there, beginning with really Dale Carnegie's seminars around winning friends and influencing people and how to present yourself. And it talks about America's lean towards extroversion as being the popular choice. You go to a job interview and the extrovert gets picked. Publicly, the extrovert's the one that's on play. Movies is extroverts. Those that are presidents are extroverts. Those that people watch, that people enjoy, that people like to promote are extroverts. And the first chapter of the book is essentially talking about the culture of personality over the culture of character. And really up until 1920, most of us lived life and most of us admired the culture of character. And then in the 1920s, people started talking about the culture of personality. And we began to look at extroverts as being better than introverts. And an introvert is something that an extrovert just needs to fix. But on behalf of extroverts and introverts, I'm not convinced any of that's true. What I think is, and I'm trying to discover it, but what I think is actually we should all be an introvert first and then an extrovert. And the only way you can be a healthy extrovert is by being a healthy introvert, because life's lived from the inside out. And if you live your life based on the external circumstances, your life will be pretty shaky. But if you can live your life based on what's going on internally and you can build your inner world bigger than your outer world, you could probably sustain a lot more stuff. And I don't think your inner world should ever be smaller than your outer world. But if you build a big inner world, then you can probably handle some of the big external stuff. So I don't know, I'm trying to think about it, trying to consider it. From now and then and time to time, I have conversations and I do things publicly, public speaking. And one of the things that I'm thinking of talking about is the I don't know, the truth of introvert, extrovert. And I actually think that we should be introverts and extroverts. First an introvert and then an extrovert. And if you can't be an introvert, you can't be an extrovert. And if you be an extrovert without being an introvert, you're probably a ticking time bomb. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm considering it and I'm thinking about it. So if you've got any comments or whatever, let me know. I'm going to edit this thing.